guys, so this is actually my second time recording. I know I don't think I've posted a video probably in 2-ish weeks, almost 3 probably, but as you can see next to me, this little one is why.
Look at her, just keeps on getting better with her hand in mine, so we're walking by the shore.
I was actually going to do a 1-week postpartum and 1-week REVELYNNE update and meet her, and I recorded everything, I put it into my computer and was going to edit it, and then I looked literally dead. Obviously I had just had a baby and it had been about a week since we brought her home, and so I was really tired. And I know a lot of you guys may say, you could have put it up, that's fine, we understand, but I couldn't like stare at myself for that long editing just because I looked so tired that I was just like, nope, I can't do this. So I also think that I forgot some things to update you guys on, so I decided why not just wait and do it at the 2-week mark. So I am recording this on like when she is exactly 2 weeks old and I am exactly 2 weeks postpartum, so I'm hoping I can get it edited and up on the same day. If not, it might be a day later. But this is REVELYNNE. Hopefully she won't get upset if I pick her up and put her back down. And Daisy's behind. So here you go. This is REVELYNNE. REVELYNNE Hope, and Daisy is always watching her very, very closely. So she was born on New Year's Day 2015, right? She's a New Year baby. So yes, she was born on New Year's Day, and I actually went into the hospital to be induced on New Year's Eve, and then I had her New Year's Day at 4:26 p.m. She was the second baby born in the hospital, so not the first. Hi, are you cold? I have a blanket. Birth story wise and why I was induced, I'm planning on doing a whole separate video of my actual labor delivery story because I kept track of it in my phone and have like the whole timeline, so I'm planning on doing a whole separate video on exactly how that went to tell you guys. So, but I will give you kind of just an overall synopsis of what's been going on with me postpartum and what is going on with her since she is now 2 weeks old. I can't believe you've been here for 2 weeks. That's crazy. I will just start with her first. So she was born at 8 pounds 11 ounces. I did push her out vaginally. And so yeah, she was quite a big baby. She ended up losing around 7% of her body fat while we were in the hospital, so she left at 8.1. And then at her next appointment, which was 2 days later, she was a little below 8.1. And then at her 2-week appointment, well, 1.5 week, last Monday, she was back up to 8.7. So she should be back at her birth weight now. The pediatrician was not worried about it at all, so she is doing good. She is quite the eater. She probably eats during the day every 2 to 3 hours, which is about normal for a newborn, and at night she now will go around 5-6 hours sleeping, and then she'll wake up to eat. So that is really nice. She's a very, very good sleeper. As long as she is awake a little bit throughout the day, then she will sleep for those long periods at night. She is currently on bottles only, but with pumped breast milk, so I am pretty much exclusively pumping. It is a lot of work, but definitely worth it. She has some latch issues. I have some issues on my side as well, but we are trying to work through them. We haven't given up yet on breastfeeding, right? No, we haven't given up completely. And I am going to be making an appointment today with a lactation consultant to try and fix some of those issues, just because I wasn't able to get the real one-on-one time I needed in the hospital. And so there was a bunch of issues on both sides, so I'm hoping that making an appointment with a lactation consultant outside of the hospital will be able to fix those issues, right? Because mommy doesn't want to have to just pump. It's a lot of hard work. Yeah. And you like the good stuff. Yep. I pump enough for her I pump more than she needs per feeding, so that aspect I've been very blessed to be able to pump enough for her, because I know some women can't even do that. So I'm happy that I'm at least able to get her breast milk over formula. I just kind of remind myself that it's not how she gets it, it's what she's getting, and that kind of makes things a little bit better. So currently right now I'm basically exclusively pumping and still trying to breastfeed her at least once or twice a day, just to see if we can work through it on our own until I speak with a lactation consultant, but I don't want to obviously take her off breast completely and then you just do not want breast anymore, huh? Yes. So we're using Dr. Brown's bottles, and they do very, very well. I think a lot of issues people seem to think with nipple confusion is that the bottles are easier, and that's why they start rejecting the breast. But actually, I have an extremely strong letdown that she kind of gets overwhelmed, and the Dr. Brown's bottles are really slow. So it's actually easier for her to eat from me than it is from the bottle. Hey, you okay? And actually, after watching, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Glow of Grace on YouTube, she has the same issue with a really, really strong letdown, and she had talked about she is feeding her little girl laying down, and so I tried that, and it did help her a lot, but it still is having issues because of your latching problems, huh? Yes. So we are working through it though. We haven't given up on breastfeeding, but for now we're exclusively pumping in bottles with just a breast once or twice a day. She does have a pacifier right now. I've been worried about nipple confusion a little, and some people have wondered if she had it because she's sometimes weird with the bottle on the vlogs, but I don't think that it's nipple confusion. It more seems like she just gets so overly excited about eating that she kind of gets in a frenzy and can't focus long enough to just latch on to the bottle. That's just what it seems like, because she always takes the breast perfectly fine. She takes the bottle. Sometimes she just takes it right away, and then sometimes she's so overly excited that she can't focus on what she needs to do, and that's why it takes her a little while to grab onto it. So it doesn't seem more like nipple confusion. It seems more like she's just so overly excited about eating that she can't focus. So, I mean, I could be wrong. Obviously, this is my first baby. I don't know all of the cues to look for if she has nipple confusion, but she's been fine, and she hasn't rejected any of them. So there hasn't been any that she's been like, no, I'm not taking, which is why I think that it's more just she gets overly excited about eating, and it takes her a little while to realize what she's doing and focus on it. So cloth diapering is going really, really well so far. She is in cloth actually only during the day right now because we had so many Honest disposables left over. We didn't want to waste them, so we're using those at night and during the day until they're gone, and then she will be strictly cloth. But during the day, like right now, she is in a cloth diaper. They're working out really well. We only had one brand that had a little bit of a pee leak out of the leg hole, just a little bit had wicked over onto her clothing from the gusset. But then I kind of fixed that on the next one with that brand, and then it was fine. My favorites though is probably, and hopefully I'm saying the name right, is the Sustainable Babyish fitted, and it's a newborn size. I think they go by like numbered sizes, like size 1 or something, but I can't remember. But those are fantastic. They keep everything in, definitely. Like newborn explosive breastfed baby poop does not budge in those. And then I am only using the Rumparoo's covers, newborn covers as well on her. So I have those, and then I also have the Workhorse fitteds in the newborn size, which she is in, and those work really well too, but they definitely don't hold, like I haven't had any poo leaks, but when she goes to the bathroom, when she poops in her Sustainable Babyish ones, it stays right where she went. And with the Workhorses, it'll spread out a little bit more. So just the Sustainable Babyish, hopefully I'm saying that name the right way. I'll put it on the screen what it is called. Those just kind of keep everything in, and they're really good. They're just expensive. I bought 2 of them used, and I'm really glad that I decided to, because they're really, really great. And then I have 2 others by them as well, but they're different size, so she doesn't fit those yet. But cloth diapering is going fantastic with her. So yeah, I feel pretty lucky because it's my first baby. It was my first purchase of cloth diapers before I even knew what size or shape she was going to be. Hey! And they're working out pretty well. But she seems to not mind cloth or disposable, but she is definitely a baby that does not like a dirty diaper. And that is perfectly fine because we are actually going to be doing EC with her, which is Elimination Communication. Yes, we probably sound crazy, but we actually know some people that successfully, at 6 months old, their baby tells them they need to go to the bathroom. Obviously, you have to take them because they can't walk or anything yet, but it is possible to potty train, so to say, your newborn. So right now, currently with her, we are just working with finding her cues as to before she goes to the bathroom, and she always pees when we change her diaper. So the sound that we make with her when she's going to the bathroom to tell her that she needs to go is a sound, because it sounds like you're peeing. And so we're doing that with her right now until she's a little bit older, and then we'll break out the potty. So it's definitely an interesting thing to learn about, and the book is called The Diaper Free Baby, I believe. So if you want to learn about it, you can go ahead. You don't have to start with a newborn. If your baby's a little bit older, you can too. It's just a little bit more work. But, you know, we're hoping that it will work. If it doesn't, it doesn't. No big deal. And if it does, then awesome. So, yeah, we just know a few people that it has worked for. And so we thought, why not give it a try? Especially because she hates being in dirty or wet diapers. So I think that she will be a baby that thrives with it if it does work. So we will see where that goes. And I, of course, will do an update on that for you guys. She pretty much, for the most part, doesn't cry unless she wants something. But occasionally she gets a little fussy, which is why we have the pacifier, just because I know when she needs something, when she doesn't, and sometimes she just needs a little soothing. And the pacifier's done fine. Am I thrilled that I had to use it? No, but I also don't think she's going to be a baby that gets really attached to it because she doesn't want it all the time. It's just randomly for a little bit, and she isn't one to cry for it or anything like that, if that makes sense. So I'm hoping it won't become an issue of an obsession for her, but we'll see. For right now, that's the choice we made, and it was the best choice for us. So that's what we're sticking with. So now on to postpartum updates for me. I am doing really well now that it's been 2 weeks. The first week was very, very difficult. She was 8 pounds 11 ounces, almost 9 pounds. I pushed her out vaginally and I did almost tear completely. So it was quite a painful recovery. Compared to labor and delivery, I'm telling you, I would have rather given birth to her 5 times over than dealt with that week of recovery just because it was so painful. With breastfeeding, they don't give you any special pain medications. They just tell you Tylenol or ibuprofen. And if you have had a baby and that's all you could take, you know it doesn't do really anything. So I could barely get up. I couldn't really walk around. I was really, really, really lucky to have Ryan home for a week so he could get up and get the things that I needed. And then by the time he went back to work, I was like 10 times better. So I was really happy about that. I did not weigh myself right at the hospital before I left, but I did weigh myself 2 days after, and I had lost 22 of the 36 pounds I gained, and as of today, I have lost 29 of the 36 pounds that I gained. So I have like 7 pounds more to go. I was really shocked that it came off that easy. I did not expect that at all, just because before I was pregnant, I was 150 pounds at 5'5". So even though I didn't look it, I did have extra weight to me that my doctor told me every time I went, you should probably lose maybe 5 pounds. What? So I did have a little bit of extra body fat to me before, and so I wasn't expecting to bounce back like that at all. And literally almost, I'm pretty sure I lost that weight almost right away, because I think for a lot of women, the first thing you look at when you go to the bathroom the first time after you give birth is your stomach, because you're curious what it's gonna look like. Because I had no idea. This is my first baby, and it looked pretty much the same way it did when I left. And it had just gone completely just kind of back to normal, basically. And I was shocked. I feel extremely, extremely blessed to be able to look the way I do only 2 weeks postpartum. That's crazy to me, and I did not expect it at all, like I said. But I am still trying to get healthier. I am not working out yet. I don't know when I'm allowed to work out. I feel like I hear people say 2 weeks, but my doctor didn't say. My appointment with my doctor is 6 weeks after, so I have 4 weeks to go. And I just didn't think to ask them when I could exercise. She has definitely gotten me a lot more motivated to eat healthier. Since I had her, I just have been not so much craving the super unhealthy foods. I have eaten a good amount of chocolate, but for the most part, I really want the healthy foods again. I want fruit, I want to eat salads again, which I haven't in years. And I think it's a mix of realizing that she is getting the nutrition I am, and so I want to be healthier because she's eating what I'm eating, essentially, and just a mix of wanting to be able to run around with her and be healthy when she is active. So yeah, as soon as I can work out, me and my husband are going to get back into boxing. We were big into boxing back right before we got married, probably, and so we have a lot of boxing stuff that we haven't gotten to use in a while, so we're planning on getting back into that as soon as I can work out again. And yeah, I just kind of want to get healthier, and I don't want to make excuses anymore. Even if I've added a very difficult thing to the mix now, having a newborn, I'm just kind of done with excuses, and I want to just get healthier. I by no means think that I am super overweight or anything like that. I know that I am a healthy weight and stuff. I just want to be healthier overall, I guess you could say. So that's kind of my goal. Not really necessarily to lose weight or anything like that, but tone up and just be healthier overall and feel better. So I am also currently using Mama Cloth like I talked about, and it's really easy and pretty much fantastic. I've really enjoyed it. It's been much more comfortable than disposables. Hello, my dear. I did use disposables for a short while after when I got home from the hospital, just because I was using the hospital pads, because you have so much bleeding that no regular pad disposable that you buy, you know, at the store or whatever is big enough to keep everything in. So I used the hospital ones until it was kind of like a normal period, and then I switched over to the cloth pads, and they're fantastic. So we're both in cloth right now. My bleeding is almost done though, and I'm really happy about that because it's definitely not fun. I expected to have a little bit harder time with it just because you have no period for 10 months technically, and then you're bleeding for quite a few days. And so I expected to be like just kind of depressed about it because it's a treat not having a period for that long. But it really wasn't that bad. I feel like the bleeding wasn't horrendous. If you're going to the hospital, definitely take those ice packs that they give you to put down there. They really help. So emotionally, things are pretty good right now. The first week was very tough, and I think for most women it probably is just a mix of your hormones are going kind of crazy and you don't have very much sleep. So you blame yourself unnecessarily when things go wrong. You start to wonder if you're always going to be this tired and this exhausted, and if you can even do this. And I'm here to tell you, ladies, if you're going through that right now, or if you're about to have a baby, keep in mind that it's normal and it does get better. I definitely was blaming myself unnecessarily in the beginning, especially when I had to decide to give her the bottle. I was just so mentally and emotionally drained that making that decision when I was very set on breastfeeding was very difficult, and I blame myself, and I felt like I'd failed as a mom already just 2 days after giving birth. But some things are out of your control and some of things can be fixed, but for the time being you just have to do something that you're not too thrilled about. And we're working through it. So, but now things are much better. I feel like I can definitely do this. I really enjoy being a mom. It's obviously always an adjustment, and your life is very different now, but that is something that you accepted when you decided to have a baby, and it's definitely worth it in my mind. So she's adorable. I love her and my husband loves her, and we're very happy right now. It's just an adjustment in our lives, and everything is. When you get married, it's an adjustment. When you have a baby, it's an adjustment. So things just get easier with time, and just keep that in mind if you're going through that right now, or if you're about to have a baby, that things get easier. So I am going to do a postpartum belly shot, and I think I'm actually going to show you my bare stomach. I never did that the entire pregnancy, but I think this is something a lot of people are most interested in seeing. They want to know what you look like after pregnancy. So I'm going to just go ahead and show you guys. So we'll give one last goodbye to Revelyn, who's about to get cranky. Yeah, you're getting cranky. You're hungry. So this is my stomach at 2 weeks postpartum. There you go. And I did get stretch marks with her, as you can see. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I am planning on doing probably monthly updates of REVELYNNE and postpartum for a year, and then after a year I am going to do just every 6 months or a year for her only, and no more postpartum. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I gotta go because she is screaming in the living room and I need to make her a bottle. So welcome to motherhood. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Not in my stomach anymore. It's just very uncomfortable now, and I'm ready to not have to pee every 5 minutes. That would be fantastic. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my bump shot for you guys now, and then I will say goodbye. So this is my stomach at 40 weeks. I just kind of feel like it doesn't come out as far as it used to. And she's definitely lower, but
the way that I feel
we shall see, guys.
when I look in her eyes, 'cause
that's it. 40 weeks. As you can see, my belly button definitely